Moving on, Israel has once again violated the truce with Palestinian resistance groups. Israeli soldiers shot and wounded one Palestinian in the Gaza Strip. Medical sources say the incident occurred east of Khan Yunis. The Israeli military, however, says soldiers fired rubber bullets in the air. It's declined to comment on injuries. On Friday, Israeli soldiers opened fire on a group of young Palestinians in Khan Yunis, killing one. Nearly 20 other people were injured. Resistance groups in Gaza have denounced the attacks as violations of the truce that ended 8 days of Israeli aggression. Political commentator Ralph Schoenman joins me from Berkeley to tell us more about this. Mr. Schoenman, history shows Israel has never respected any truce with the Palestinians, and this time is no exception. Then why have a truce in the first place when it's going to be violated?
Well, the Israelis always functioned that way. The truces that they sign, they don't honor, and they utilize these things as means by which they tie the hands of the people they victimize. You gave the example of the death of the 21-year-old Abdul Hadi Qaeda, who was killed for no other reason than he and farmers were entering a buffer zone to check on their crops after hearing a news report that restrictions had been lifted in the area. And that was true for people throughout Gaza who were going into areas that they had once farmed, areas that were entirely theirs and part of their the land that is associated with their homes and their production, and they are then treated as targets, and that's precisely what has occurred here.
Yes.
And it's a measure of the contempt of the Zionist state and its apparatus that it just does this brazenly and without any compunction.
Yes, Mr. Schoenman, briefly, if you can.
Hamas made clear that over $1.2 billion of destruction and damage had been inflicted on the buildings and infrastructure and agriculture.
Right, Mr. Schoenman.
Mr. Schoenman. Short onslaught that we've just witnessed.
And Mr. Schoenman, another question that comes to mind is that why is Gaza only targeted with such aggressiveness and not the West Bank? Because, I mean, both are Palestinians, so what's the difference?
Well, there's actually a continuing aggression being launched against the population of the West Bank almost every day. The area is carved into little localities under zones A, B, and C, one in which only the Palestinian Authority has police jurisdiction, but this is overseen by Israeli officers, the other in which it is joint patrols, and the third in which the Israelis themselves are the only enforcement, as it is called, and they're constantly invading and attacking and arresting and disappearing. It's an everyday event in the West Bank.
Right.
It's repression and exploitation and subjugation that is nonstop. It's never ceased in the West Bank.
All right. Ralph Schoenman, political commentator from Berkeley, California. Thanks for your time there, sir.